Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the X9S edition 2021, and yeah, I know this box has been completely destroyed in the package that it was packed in from China. Yeah, it happens sometimes, so if you're like a box collector, yeah, this problem will happen a lot. But nevertheless, what are we going to get is always the question. This is the X series handheld. And for people not familiar to this is like the budget series of AliExpress. I picked them up and I'm always curious how good or how bad they are. Like, this is more like the PlayStation Vita edition, the PlayStation Vita from China. Yeah, they ripped off a lot of different versions. The PSP is also one of them, and of course the Nintendo Switch. I've reviewed a couple of them and this thing was quite heavy. It comes with an AV out cable, and then we're going to get a mini USB. That's kind of weird. Sometimes the using mini USB or micro USB is such a mess. And oh, we're going to get some different headphones this time. This looks less scrappy, but most of the time these things are sounding really horrible because they're like cheap headphones. Alright, so then we're going to get the manual in 2 languages. The 30-pin manual, like always, that gives a quick explanation how everything works. If you have any questions, you can always check it out. But we're going to do a quick overview of the product. So let's put this thing back. We're not going to need that anymore. Let's take a close look at the handheld itself and what are we going to get when it comes to the quality. Ta-da! So here it is, the PlayStation Vita from China. And the reason I'm calling it because it looks quite similar to the PlayStation Vita in many different ways. And of course we're going to get, I want to say the camera, but I can say like they removed it. If you're looking closely, I think you cannot see it on the camera. There is nothing in here. So they are listening to the videos I'm making, or because I'm always complaining about the stupid camera that has no use whatsoever. Volume control on and off. Here the input for the data transfer or the USB cable. We have the option to add an SD card. There's already an SD card inside of this thing. Let's see what kind of it is. An 8GB and brandless. Yep, they are using these things and they are like, I must say, not okay. Highly possible they get corrupted after some time. The switch for on and off is kind of weird otherwise. So I like the on and off button. It's also like the, I'm guessing the back button and the slider. So basically having 2 on and off switches. Okay, confusing. But here we're going to get the jack out. Shoulder buttons. Curious if we're going to get 1 or 2 speakers. I really hate the Z-pad. I keep using it, don't know why this is. 2 slider joysticks like the PlayStation Portable. And then we're going to get A, B, X, Y, select, start and escape. So the escape button is most of the time if you're in the game, you can go back from the game into a special menu for quick load, quick save. So that's all folks. Let's weight this thing because I'm very curious how heavy it is. I'm curious how is the weight of this device. 188 grams, so it's not super heavy but also not like in shampoo freaking bottle. So 188 grams is okay. I think the most of the weight comes with the battery. Okay, so this device comes with a 5.1 LCD display, and with the X series it's like a budget device and you will notice it with the display. Depends on the size, sometimes we're going to get a smaller display that has an okay, let's say, display. But this, you can see the view angle is not really great. It's like what we can expect with the most of these cheap devices from AliExpress. But I was quite surprised to see what you're going to get when it comes to the menu itself. So first of all, the menu is completely changed out. Normally we're going to get the PSVita knockoff menu. We're not going to get it today. Theme. Then we're going to get videos, so basically you can add yourself music, videos to it, like a multimedia device, pictures, watch pretty picture, and TV recording your mic. Yeah, like there is a microphone in this thing, but most of the time it's pretty damn crappy. Okay, the browser function has nothing to do with the internet, so what you can do with this option, it doesn't do anything now, no, it's not to do anything, but if you can go into the SD card, I didn't add it now, so I'll add it later, so you can browse to the file system itself. As you can see, nothing seems to be working. Such a weird thing. When you're pressing all the way to the right, you can see we're having some games or shortcuts for games. But take consideration that if the file behind it are gone, you have a big problem. Another weird thing is like when I didn't add an SD card, I couldn't get into the settings. Such a weird situation. Power saving, here we can basically say that we can shut down the LCD after a couple of, let's say a couple of minutes. But overall, like we have a TV out functionality over here, we can switch it on. When you're pressing one of these systems, or region system, then we're going to shut down the LCD display, so we cannot use it like with an LCD display gaming and in combination with a TV out. So there's not a lot of stuff you can do with it. Let's change the brightness to number 5 to give you a better clear image, but that's it. Number 5 is the highest. That's it. Let's go to the backlight settings. We can go to turn it off so it stays on. So that's it. That's what the settings. But when you're going to boot up a game, and then we can change out the aspect ratio, for example. Here you can see when we're going to get into the menu for the game, we can, they are saying restart, but basically like start the game, low progress, settings, sound output, key mapping, screen size. But the weird with the screen size is if you're going to put an original aspect ratio, you're going to get a very tiny screen with GBA. So the aspect ratio stuff doesn't work, that's great. But let's boot up some games. Let's see how the emulation is the emulation even good with this device? Let's remove the screen protector. Otherwise, everybody's going to complain about it. Oh man, they did a really bad job with the screen protector. Look at this, all the air beneath. Oh boy, I can say that the view angle is so bad. And what they're always doing, like mapping these buttons over here to the right joystick, that makes no sense. So even if you can play games like PlayStation 1, but by the way you can't, because it is not powerful to emulate those games. Still I get the idea that we're going to get a sound delay. Okay, so next up let's try another system. I can already say that it doesn't run like it should be. Oh my god, you can already hear it from the go sign. Oh, this runs really bad. So the Neo Geo part is completely messed up. And also when it comes to Mega Drive or Genesis emulation, you can hear that the music on the background is not working like it should be. Alright, let's switch to the analog stick. Oh, it's awful. Let's go back to the 4 horrible D-pad buttons. The sound effects are here, but you can hear like the background music is not like it should be. That's the only thing that I complain about. Seem to get having quite a good FPS. Okay, so let's do the Donkey Kong Country 2 test, and you can hear that it slows down. So even now with the new model, they didn't fix the emulator of the Super Nintendo. I'm guessing these do nothing. So actually gameplay is okay, but like it slows down just randomly. It's freaking annoying. Oh man, I hate the freaking controls. Ah, crap. Alright, so next up, let's try a main game. Take consideration these low devices are not sometimes even able to run these games properly. Seems to be sounding just great. Again, here just the background music is just slightly messed up. But playing this game with a D-pad like this is just completely annoying and unplayable. This guy is Terminator or something. I just blow him up with a dynamite and he just stands up again. So fun facts, like if you want to turn it off, it doesn't work at all. Let's hold this button. See, and this is what I mean like with the on and off switch not working. So when I'm plugged in through the power supply and I'm just charging the system. As you can see over here, it turns in the red light. I cannot turn it off. What a weird situation. Really weird. But how about the TV out function? I just plugged it in for you guys. I just wanted to show you, it's like, it seems to be working, but the signal output is like really bad in my opinion. It's just a fun way to play your old games on the go on the television. It's an awesome, really cool feature, but I wish they used like HDMI functionality and give it a better output. So it works, but it's okay. Alright, so let's do a quick look in the inside. Let's open it up and let's see what this device looks. Because sometimes they are messing it up with bad soldering, and some of these handhelds are looking very nice. But still, let's do a quick peek for you guys who are interested in it. And I'm just going to be honest, I love doing that, like ripping it apart and just see how they made this. I'm also curious what kind of battery you're going to get in the inside due of the weight. So what I'm most of the time doing is like getting 4 screws over here. Let's get my toolkit. You can just basically get this on AliExpress if you want to, like they are dirty cheap and it comes from prior tools. Super convenient. Okay, let's remove all of the parkers to be sure that everything has been disassembled correctly. Alright. Well, let's open it up. I think I can get it from here. Very gentle. You see we're having some space over here. That's the part where we can grab it and just click it open. Sorry guys, need to do outside of the camera because otherwise it's very hard to open it up. Okay, so the two shoulder buttons are just loose. Ah man, see that's what pisses me off. Like they only added one freaking speaker. I don't know if there's an option for a second one over here. It says here speaker, but I think this PSV doesn't allow it. I think that's maybe the reason why they just did it with one speaker, because there is just a freaking speaker hole for the second speaker and it sounds so much better having stereo sound. Okay, so let's do a quick overview, and yeah, the battery is over here. It doesn't allow me to see how much it is. On the other side, I'm just going to leave it in here because it has been like hot glued or with double-sided tape. You can see the battery is over here, like with the connection or the soldering straight onto the main board. So if your battery goes dead, you can replace it. You need to find the right shape, form factor, and of course a milliamp, and you can just resolder it back. Let's put it this way, I don't like it that they're going to put the connection so close to each other. I more like give this thing some more space. Both of the joysticks over here. This device has been produced in 2021, so this time they didn't lie, because they are selling these things like brand new model, but sometimes they're freaking naughty, like selling the same old crap over again. It's not the case. Like one big PCB for the mainboard and everything, all the chips. They even removed the crappy camera this time. And let's see, here we're going to get the Elpida Taiwan chip over here. This is the central processor unit. And they are using the ATG2273S. To be honest, it doesn't say anything to me at the moment. I can always look it up. But in the end, like, this is the stuff that we're going to get in the inside. There is not a lot, no modifying. If you want to get yourself a bigger battery, that's not possible. There is no space for it. But yeah, the LCD display, it's freaking horrible. Maybe you can swap it out, but is it worth doing with a cheap device like this? So let's put it back together and let's chit chat about the final conclusion. Alright guys, final conclusion time. So what do I think of this device? So in overall the performance, it's a mixed bag. You can see like Neo Geo, MAME, it doesn't really, let's say, run the games perfectly like it should be. And that's such a bummer. So they replaced some things like, or better said, removed some things like the camera. Finally they removed some like nonsense that you don't use, or I don't use it. And overall, like only one mono speaker, maybe the mainboard doesn't allow it, but I like these tiny things. They try to improve it, but they're still using the same crappy emulators. And this is such a bummer in my opinion. Yeah, let me know what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become on the Wicked family, and we'll see you in the next video.